SuperVerse price prediction.
Will Super become the Steam killer in Web3?
Today, Steam is worth billions and is centralized. But what if Web3 builds its own ecosystem? SuperVerse has exactly this plan, and Super could explode. I'll show you the most realistic and the craziest price targets up to 2030. Welcome to 10x by Marius, your channel for honest, data-driven altcoin analysis. So what exactly is SuperVerse, and what makes this coin so special? SuperVerse, with its token Super, is a Web3 gaming platform that addresses exactly where many gaming crypto projects fail: fragmentation. Instead of just releasing another single game, Super is building a complete infrastructure in the Web3 gaming sector for the Web3 ecosystem. SuperVerse connects two central areas: the NFT marketplace, Gigamart, and chain analytics, where creators hold the power. And the gaming metaverse, the Impostors. Social games, but entirely in Web3, like for example Among Us. And both are interconnected through the Super token. So what is the use case for Super? For example, it grants voting rights in the gaming sector, so gamers can really have a say. In-game currency, NFT purchases, staking, rewards, and also access to exclusive in-game assets, for example. So Super is not just a token, but the base currency for the entire ecosystem. This is what sets SuperVerse apart. Not just a single game, but a network of games. A token with many applications, like a Steam wallet for Web3, but with the focus ultimately on the community and the creators, because the assets actually belong to the gamers. The goal? To create the Steam moment for Web3. Who's behind it? The founder is Elliot. Elliot Wainman, known as elliotrades, one of the most well-known crypto YouTubers. One advantage: he knows the creator world, the gaming community, and also the crypto infrastructure. So he brings it all together. Before we dive into the full analysis, grab yourself a coffee, leave a like for me, and then let's go. And just a quick bit of self-promotion. If you want to dive deeper into the world of altcoins, for example, if you want to see my personal watch list or get my personal assessments, check out the 10x Insider here on YouTube. Unlike in the analyses, I really share my personal opinions and assessments there. You can find all the information in the pinned comment. But a quick disclaimer, my channel is not financial advice, it's purely for informational purposes. Let's move on to market capitalization. Super is a classic mid-cap altcoin, so it still has more upside potential than, for example, high caps. The gaming sector is growing, so there is definitely potential here. In this area, a strong 7. What about the circulating supply? Here, it's around 60%. There's no massive pressure from, for example, future token unlockings. Here, a 6. By the way, you can find altcoins like Super and many other altcoins on my favorite crypto exchange. I've linked it for you below in the comments. If you sign up using my link, you'll also get a bonus. What about Super's roadmap? There's a clearly visible roadmap, but only past events. Of course, this affects trust. Here, only a 3. As I already mentioned a bit, the founder is elliotrades, the well-known YouTuber. However, there is no information about the dev team, but there is a good vision with a lack of transparency. Here, only a 4. So, what is actually the narrative of Super? They want to connect Web3 gaming. That fits perfectly with current trends. Strong positioning in the gaming infrastructure sector. Here, an 8. By the way, if you enjoy such in-depth analysis, leave a like. Thank you very much. What problem does SuperVerse solve? Fragmentation in the gaming sector is a real problem. Solution: unified tokens across multiple games, namely the Super token. A strong 7. Then what about sustainability? Since technical details are missing, probably a modern scaling solution. Assumed to be energy efficient but not verifiable. A neutral 5. What about investors, meaning major investors? There are no major investors here, which is suboptimal. That naturally increases the risk. Only a 2 here. So, who are Super's competitors? Super has strong competition, for example Axie Infinity back in the day, or also Sandbox and Decentraland. But Super has the network approach, not a classic game. A 6 here. By the way, do you want to see how SuperVerse stacks up against other altcoins? Then check out my playlist, the 10x Universe. I analyze altcoins, do news, but also host matchups. And for next weekend, I've found 2 extremely exciting altcoins that even surprised me. So subscribe to the channel quickly so you don't miss any more insights and activate the bell. How is the marketing of SuperVerse? Good visibility through tournaments, but also partnerships. Active community on X and Telegram. 7. How simple is the idea behind SuperVerse? One token for everything. NFTs, marketplaces, gaming, staking. It's easy to understand for newcomers. What do you think? Do you understand SuperVerse at uni? Write it in the comments. A solid 8 here. So what is actually the long-term vision of Super? They want to become the leading platform in the Web3 gaming sector. Focus on infrastructure instead of individual games. 7. Next, is Super deflationary? Does it have a maximum supply? They have a cap, which is good, and there are deflationary mechanisms in place. As always, I'll link the information I found for you here. A strong 8. Next, fully diluted market capitalization. It is clearly less than 10 times the market cap, which is a positive sign. No risk of overvaluation. 8. Then, what is the liquidity? 0.047 indicates strong liquidity. Good trading activity is always a good sign. A strong 9. How was the token distribution? 25% for staking, 39% for private sales, and only 10% for the team. But with a vesting period, which is good. That definitely reduces the risk of dumping in my view. A 7. What about the top coin holders? Unfortunately, I couldn't find much information on that despite thorough research. Nevertheless, what I did find, I'll link for you here. A neutral 5 here. Next, what is the actual utility of the Super Toke? In-game utility, trading fees, NFT fees, voting rights, so an extremely wide range of use cases. A strong 8 here. Then, how active is the community? Active on Telegram, also on Discord, participation in tournaments and in voting. A strong 7 here. By the way, do you hold Super yourself? Are you Team Super? Then let me know in the comments. What events are coming up this year? I'll link the events I found here, but there isn't much information available. That means there's little predictability. That's why it's only a 3 here. Now let's get to the result. While many gaming tokens really get lost in the hype, Super is actually building something here. Real infrastructure with real utility, a clear use case, and a vision. A top takeaway, a solid mid-cap project with real Web3 utility. Strong utility, voting rights, staking integrated into gaming, but some weaknesses when it comes to transparency. However, the narrative, tokenomics, and community ensure its relevance. With 63.2%, the token has landed more in the lower mid-range. That's why it's marked yellow here as well. Not ready to go all in yet, but interesting to keep an eye on. Right now, I see it as a watchlist candidate. Here you can also see it in comparison on my CNX ranking list. And now we come to the price scenarios. Imagine if you had invested in Steam 10 years ago. When gaming went digital, today gaming is mainstream and Steam is the biggest provider. Digital items, skins, these are all part of the culture. And this is exactly where SuperVerse comes in, a coin that aims to connect Web3 gaming. But what does that mean for the price now? Let's imagine the entire crypto market grows massively. In the bearish case, 50 cents to $1 would be possible. Low growth, gaming in Web3 is more or less stagnating. This is now the normal case. Here, $1 to $2 are already possible. Adoption is progressing. Super is already being used by many gamers. Let's move on to the optimistic scenario. $5 to $10 would then be possible. Super becomes the standard in the Web3 gaming sector. And now we come to the extremely bullish scenario. Here, $50 to $100 would be possible. SuperVerse would become the Steam of the Web3 world here, with a strong community and massive adoption. Now we're about to move on to the visions for 2030. By the way, if you want to know whether I hold SuperVerse in my personal portfolio and want full access to the CNX ranking list, then take a look at my private CNX Elite community. You can find the link in the pinned comment and in the video description. And now onto the vision for 2030. Many analysts believe that the crypto market will become a gigantic market in 2030. Through the tokenization of assets, RWAs, but also gaming and artificial intelligence, this would mean a lot for Super. In an extremely optimistic scenario, between $200 and $800 would be possible. That sounds extreme, but it's mathematically possible. Whether that's realistic depends on adoption, the narrative, and how SuperVerse continues to develop. But be careful, this is not financial advice, it's purely a mathematical calculation. So what does SuperVerse need now to reach such price targets? Clear growth within the ecosystem. More games, more partners. Real usage. Genuine demand through games in everyday life. Transparency and trust. SuperVerse has the potential to play a key role in the Web3 gaming sector. But it remains to be seen whether SuperVerse can really deliver. If you want to know which gaming or AI coin could be next, then click on my next analysis now. All I can say is even I was surprised. So see you in a moment.